Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Farrell and I'm excited to start to do more live streaming with you guys on coding and how I actually use my Claude Code subscription to be creating things that quite honestly would have taken me several years, if not just 6 months ago. So what we're working on right now is actually building a whole new backend that's going to power my website and several other people's websites, kind of like the backend of like a Wix or a Squarespace. So I've been working on this for a while. I'm going to show you more about what I'm actually doing. But this series and this channel is going to be all about, honestly, not just coding. It's going to be about helping you design and create your life. It's going to be helping you design and create things that you can leverage and building systems that will support you in the long run. I've been a content creator for 9 years, but I've never been really consistent with this. And I'm hoping that actually this laptop that I just bought a brand new MacBook M5 laptop. And I think that that's really going to accelerate my content creation because I can now more easily stream and code at the same time. So that's kind of the goal, and let's see how this goes. But I'm hoping that you guys can see. So we've been working heavily in Claude Code right now. So this on the left side is my terminal. And I am designing the back end of my database. And I don't know if you guys have ever used the terminal, but I'll do a whole series on how to use the terminal. But basically, this is currently working. I am working on a fast API backend for this new server. And I want to take a look at what was built. I think I actually already committed this. Yep, we already committed it. And we're going to be checking that very shortly. But what we want to do next is I want to give it some instructions. So if you've never used WhisperFlow, I highly recommend it, and it's a really powerful tool. So what I'm going to do is tell it, please make sure that you have built a Docker Compose file and a make command to do make db-up. We want to be able to spin up the Postgres backend to connect to our fast API backend. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually talking to the computer. So I actually started to code with my voice over the past several months, and WhisperFlow is a really incredible tool to do that. So what I'm doing is slowly but surely building piece by piece of what I'm working on. So we're going to actually give that a shot and have that go. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go over to my YouTube channel and see if this is actually live. Let's see. It doesn't look like we are actually live. Let's see. Yeah, actually we are live right there. So I'm just making sure. So what, if you've never used Claude before, sometimes it prompts you to give it permission to do things. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it permission to, I think what is happening right here is it's stopping the server. And it's going to stop the server, and it's going to check and making sure that everything is working properly. So it's saying that it's already running, and we're all good to go. And we're just going to check the make file too. So I typically like to code in the terminal, and I like to use Visual Studio to actually see what I'm building. So this is actually the code that we're building here, and this is some old stuff. So we're building the back end right now. So this is all new code that has been created in the last, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. And the thing about AI now is that you get really clear on what you want up front. And if you get really clear on what you want up front, it's so much better at creating things than if you try to go back in the future. So what I've found is if I start to do a really clear design and actually get really clear on the design first, the AI is just kind of like able to like run off to the races. But if I try to come in and change things over and over again, and I get new ideas, and every time I'm changing stuff, that's where it starts to slow down a lot. And that's where we actually start to get a lot of bugs to be introduced into the system. So what I've tried to do on this one is actually I've spent the last 2 or 3 hours designing it, and I just told it to start building. So it's doing a couple more things, and it's saying that there's a failed Docker container. So this is the world that I live in, quite honestly. Like, I live here quite a bit, and I work in the terminal, and I am just going to see what it's doing. So I do actually watch quite a bit what is being created. It looks like it's changing the ports and giving use 5443 to avoid host conflict. It's changing some ports, and it's changing some information here. I think I know why it's doing that, because there's probably another Docker image that was running. Yes, there is. So what we should be doing is, well, that's fine. So what we're going to do is let it make those changes, and we're going to let it go and continue on. So let me come back to you guys real quick. So I'm going to come back to the screen. So what I'm trying to do here is start to document my process of coding, and I've kind of jumped in on this video halfway through. So I'm going to start trying to go step by step by step. And what I did with this particular project was I got really clear on what I wanted to do, and then I started to talk to Claude Code over the last several hours, trying to figure out, okay, what are all the pieces, what does the design need to be in order for me to succeed in what I'm trying to build. And every time I kind of have a new idea, I just told it to Claude, make sure you add this to the design, make sure you add this to the design. It's very similar, honestly, to building, say, like a building. And if you spend the time up front to design the foundation of the building, you're able to build the foundational structure much better. But if you come in later and try to alter the foundation after it's been built, you're gonna have to tear down several floors. It might have the building lean, all that kind of stuff. And there's real stories of that happening in the world. So we want to be as extremely clear as possible and really be clear on like what we're creating. So essentially this is like a Bugatti or a Ferrari engine for my website, and I've spent the last several hours just making sure it's perfect and everything like that. There's no way up front to like prove that everything I'm doing so far is perfect. However, I've tried to design it as much as possible, and then I'm gonna go back. And then each time I've been doing this over the past several months, I've learned more, and I've gotten more awareness of what I wanted on the other end. And I was able to tell the next project things that I was looking for. And that's what I've done here. So I hope this video is helpful. I hope that you guys watch. My life is really revolved around helping people succeed in business through technology. And I do that through helping people work on their online business. I help people learn how to travel the world and leverage their laptop as the pathway to actually make that happen. So if you're looking for a way to maybe get out of your 9-to-5 job or use your technical skills to create a lifestyle full of freedom, that's what this channel is going to be all about, and really give you the practical skills to do it as well. So I'm Patrick Farrell. I'll see you in the next video, and let me know what you liked about this. Hit the like button and subscribe if this was interesting to you, and feel free to drop a comment if you want to learn more about anything I said, or if I went too fast and I can go back and actually start to create more content around these different ideas. We'll see you in the next